met Florence.
She's nice. She's full on though.
She is nice. I got a photo with her.
Yeah, she's a nice girl.
I used to manage Florence.
Yeah, she's a nice girl.
How much managing would that take?
Oh, look, she was actually very proactive and a super hard worker. So she was actually a delight, comparable to like some of the Instagram people that we managed. I think the Dutch.
That'd be a drag.
So what sort of gigs would she be getting?
Just like
It'd be like
a lot of
appearances
cosmetic
and stuff.
stuff.
Yeah.
Like a lot of
Oh, it's the name. It's
it's Kieran.
It's
it's the other version of the other guy. I like that he just whipped the shirt off, like skins a clock. Good on him. They're the same people to me. To non-bachelor, is he nude? Did I see a bit of bum bum?
Yeah. And he has his grapes over his junk.
There we go. No, good point there, Michael. It turns out that Kieran and Tim are two different people.
Excuse me, Trevor.
Tim.
They've definitely gotten the bulk of the coverage ever since their episodes have come out. I think.
Oh yeah.
I saw some interview where I guess who's the one that was like the nation's hero, like the heartthrob, the one that left for his grandma's funeral or something like that.
Oh, that was Kieran.
Kieran, yeah. And then I remember seeing some interview he did with the publication back in his hometown, which was a lot less, I guess. He was a lot more fuckboy in that. He was like, could have won it, I reckon. Like,
my sources say Kieran is the biggest fuckboy in this season.
Question: I was just wondering, like, did his grandmother actually die, or was that just a really bad excuse?
If she didn't,
Oh,
surely
no,
someone would have to be able to track down those details.
I think she passed. I'm gonna say she did.
Thoughts and
I don't know.
Was it illness or passing?
I don't know. No, because he was crying because he said that he didn't want that he was going to leave because his grandmother died.
And I think he explained that his grandmother was more like his mother than his actual mother or something. I don't know. I could be making that up.
I can understand that.
Okay, well, so far the cast is pretty good, I reckon.
Well, I wanted to ask you, like, obviously, watching it, it's like, it doesn't actually attempt even to be fly on the wall. So when you're like, in those scenes, the cameras must be really close.
Oh yeah, no, they're right there. And you have cameras in your bedrooms. And if you want to get hot and heavy with someone, you have someone knock on your bureau, they call them, or your room, and you have to sign a waiver and a consent form, and they handy-cam you and say, you have to say X, Y, Z. So you have to look down the barrel of this handy cam and say, I consent to sexual relations with such and such.
That's how I have sex with people. So.
And that kills the mood. Like once that handy cam comes out, you're like, you know what, I'm gonna go back to my room.
But did you ever have a situation where they're going, the producer going, sorry, we lost a light, sorry, hang on a sec. Okay, can we pick it up for I've never felt this way in my life?
Yep, all the time.
Wow.
All the time. And it's also like when you're talking to someone you're on a date with and they get the vibe that you're about to kiss or it's getting a little bit intimate, then the cameras go zoop, and they come right up close. All of a sudden the cameramen just come like from all angles.
Well, 'cause I remember watching an episode of Married at First Sight, and there was like, the couple that shouldn't have been together, they were supposed to be with other people, and they snuck off into the bedroom. I'm going, have you noticed there's a camera crew in the bedroom?
Oh, yeah.
Look, just
it's
as a thought.
It's all a big complaint.
Oh, and my favorite conversation was, do you like olives? Yeah, that's how you get it. That's how you get it.
Yeah, the olives. That was such classic terrible chat. I was just trying to figure out though, like, if you surely on Married at First Sight, like, if you really wanted to like have sex, surely you could just walk into a room and close the door and lock it. Like, what?
Yeah, and you could do the same thing in Fiji too. But what would happen is if you went into the person you were dating's room, and you'd see the cameras in the room turn to the bed, and they turn and follow you everywhere, which was really weird.
The camera's in the room.
They follow you everywhere. It goes, and it it's censored, and they turn them, and they like to the bathroom, to the bedroom, everywhere. And I remember like who was I next to? I don't know. People were banging in the bedroom next door to me, and I just heard bang, 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 and it was the minders saying you need to do a consent form.
Well, so having signed the consent form, having stood there down the barrel of the camera and given the XYZ, then still having found the mood, you then know that it's going to be on tape somewhere.
Yes, and what they say is that if
guys,
they
you gotta
know
watch this.
people are going to partake in sexual relations, they cover the camera up on the monitors. Surely, they're all men that are in there. They'll be in there going, "Oi, fellas, look at this."
They're the same person.
Oh no, they're the same person.
They're the same. Also, how does he get his regrowth so good?
Oh no, I feel like Kieran gets his hair done every week.
His hair must be so dry and brittle.
My stepmom just goes, "Is that a guy?"
Well, it's 2020. Gender fluidity is all about.
I liked him on Angela Susan. I thought he was nice.
Oh, I loved him.
Jeez, they're being a bit generous with the blur at the back.
I know.
I don't think it hangs down that long. He's got such a. You wouldn't be the first to think that it was girl from behind. He's got such a tan, like female-ish body, I guess.
But I think that's why girls find him attractive, because he is different and he has this different energy about him. And I think the fluidity about him is kind of attractive.
Oh mate, I'm a long-haired guy, but I just don't have a rig like that, so I usually keep my clothes.
So that's entertainment.
It's showbiz, baby. I feel like fucking up naked is too powerful.
See, Tim's there going, "Oh, I wish I thought of the grape thing."
He's spewing. He is 100% being like, "Oh, what can I do to best this?"
Abby just said she's a bit overwhelmed.
Well, hoping the girls like wine, they might have to give it a trample.
Hey?
Hoping the girls like wine, they might have to give those grapes a trampling.
Yeah.
God, just thinking about his spuds, not his grapes. Hey, how much booze did they give you guys? Because I know, like, in Big Brother, we got nothing.
Yeah, so we could have 2 drinks every hour.
I suppose depending on your resilience. That
and then there was so many times where people got cut off. So people would try and stumble to the bar, and they would say to the person serving us, our bartender, his name was Billy, and he was awesome. So he'd sometimes sneak us some drinks, but usually if you got cut off, you were cut off for the rest of the night or for at least 2 hours. Brittany was cut off regularly.
Who have you heard is the biggest piss wreck out of the entire seasons that have happened? Like, is someone just an absolute train wreck?
So, oh God, who ended up with Sam Frost?
Well, my friend Batchy goes out with her now.
But who ended up with him though? Who did she end up with?
The 2 men I associate Sam Frost with is Rover McManus and Dash.
Well, he apparently was a big piss wreck, and Brittany loved to drink.
Okay,
So I
Cass.
don't really know who this is.
So we got Cass.
That's a lovely dress.
34.
She's cute.
Actually, I take it back. That's a terrible dress.
She's pretty cute, actually. Yeah, see, when I went into Paradise, I was dating girls and boys, so I was like, come on. I was taking everyone from everyone.
This door open. This door open.
Yeah,
this
yeah. Yeah, it was like, Oprah, you can have one. You can have one. You can have one.
What are your thoughts on when Bachelor started getting famous or known people as the protagonist?
I feel like it was a good move. I feel like people get really sick of recycled.
How is he 40? He's got better skin than Like a teenager.
I know.
Wow.
I felt sorry for Jamie.
Oh no, I don't like Jeremy.
Oh, I felt sorry for him.
What's wrong with Jamie?
Can I just say, like, as an average-looking dude, the dudes on this look like what Toy Story would cast as a Ken doll. So they've all just got such solid jawlines and, like,
Yeah,
especially Angie's partner. What was his name?
Carlin.
Yeah.
They're not together anymore.
Ah.
Confirmed
That hot tea
separation.
just spilled.
They confirmed it. They did a statement.
Hell. Oh, okay, well, apparently I'm behind the times. My girlfriend's just like...
You need to keep up, hon.
So wasn't he with somebody else that married with first sight and then finished up with somebody else? Is that what happened?
I love how Trev's trying to keep up. On ya, Trev.
Really? Okay. So this is like the opening swanning in episode.
Yeah, so this is when everyone gets introduced. And then once everyone's in, it will just be a free-for-all of speed dating.
Now, whereabouts in Fiji, by the way? Looks good.
It's about... where was it? It was about an hour from Suva. Mango Bay, it's called.
Yeah.
Nice.
It was beautiful. And the people were lovely.
Oh, looks like Jamie and Kieran have hooked up.
Jamie and Tim are like best mates, I think. Outside of the show.
I actually wouldn't mind seeing... Do you reckon Kieran and Tim have had a threesome together with someone else?
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt.
100% confirm. Hot goss, you got it here. That'll be all over Daily Mail tomorrow.
Yeah.
What would be the bookmaker odds there? It'd be like $1.10.
$1.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out like, what I'd like to see. I'd like to see this format, but attributed to different reality shows. So like I know there's sexual tension in the MasterChef kitchen. So like just getting, I want to see like, oh, there'd have to be. I'm sure there's tension in any reality show, and like I want to see bloody Poe and, you know, I don't know. I actually don't know.
I almost said can't, but can't gay.
Although I pick up on your point,
Yeah,
Mark, I've always thought that they should do a Big Brother with musicians. So they get like, 20 musicians living in a house and they divide them into groups, and at the end of the week they come up with a song and they perform it at the end of the week. And then we have
Trev, you shouldn't be letting these ideas out publicly.
Yeah,
Someone's going to take that.
Yourself.
John's just stolen that.
Yeah, well, don't forget your friends. But that'd be a good show. Well, that'd be a good show. There'd be, and if you want sexual tension, I'm sure musicians, they might be into it.
Trev, do you remember the band Regurgitator, how they did that band in a bubble, and they had Regurgitator in like a glass room in the middle of the mall in Brisbane, and they had to write their album in the bubble?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they should do something like that. I always thought a good show would be So You Think You Can Act, and like 16 like wannabe actors basically go and perform your lines from favourite movies and acting. It's exactly the same as the dance show, but it's acting.
That would be great.
I think there's copyright issues in like doing famous monologues though.
Oh really? For the script or something?
I couldn't imagine why it hasn't been made.
I'm sure you could do plays.
I could do every Jim Carrey movie, I reckon.
Every Jim Carrey movie.
I don't know about
favorite person ever.
What's your specialty if you're doing Jim Carrey?
If I did Jim Carrey, I could do his face really good. I've had some Botox though, so I probably can't move as much, but I can do the Grinch face. Hang on.
I hope someone screen grabbed that. Jim Carrey's scene when he's in the rhino in Ace Ventura is the funniest scene.
It's kind of hard in these rhinos. It's so good.
Warm.
Chicago.
He goes for it. He squeezes every single drop out of every scene.
I love him. And he's the most mentally complex person ever. Most creatives are though, I suppose.
I reckon he's like Robin Williams, but 20 years younger.
Yeah, 100%. Again, obviously another mentally complex individual. But that's what happens after these shows. People become mentally complex. That's the scary thing.
Do you reckon the support
on
channel team?
who's going to be with who?
Hey?
Any early calls on who's going to be with who?
I'm going to say that from seeing the ads, Tim and Brittany obviously have a little something going on. But I think, I don't know if that will last. I don't think Abby will find someone, which kind of breaks my heart because I like Abby.
Can I just say, I don't think Abby, like I follow her on Instagram and I really like the way she talks about things. I don't think any man on The Bachelor, from what I feel, because I remember I used to follow Kieran and Tim and see, like, I don't think any of them have sort of progressed to the level that she's at.
Oh, no, absolutely not. I feel like the boys, I'll say boys, men that are in there, I feel like Abby would intimidate them. She would challenge them and they would know how to handle it.
I think she just has higher expectations of behaviour, and I don't know if that...
100%. And she knows who she is and she knows who she wants. So I'm not sure any of these boys meet that criteria.
I'm sure, though, she might just, be keen for some dick every now and then, so she doesn't need it to be a long-term thing.
Yeah, which is fine.
It's not fully grown yet.
Yeah. I'm saying Tim, we're ready for the budgies already.
Trevor,
Oh,
you've
yeah.
got like that, don't you?
Yeah, well, I mean, he's got the sort of lame budgies on, and Kieran's come in, with the grapes. It's like, hello. I mean, it wasn't that big a bunch of grapes, admittedly.
The blur made us think it was a lot bigger, though.
It was really sad with Brittany in my season because people like took her on dates and she took other people on dates, and then people didn't give her a chance and she was devastated because she really wanted to find someone.
Okay, now novice question here: is there an equal amount of guys and girls going in?
No, so the way it works is they'll do uneven because when it comes to a rose ceremony, someone has to go.
Oh, imagine if they had equal guys and girls and you still missed out.
Oh my God.
Someone had to double up on Kieran, no doubt.
Well, it's not going to be like picking the footy team at school where at the end you just get down to two and you go, all right, well, either one of you.
Whoever.
You guys are together.
I sometimes think when I'm watching The Bachelor, I watch it and as, I guess, I see too many beautiful people and I'm like, fuck, I'd love to just see like a dead shit bachelor. Like, like this is Alan, he's 26, he's a third year apprentice. He lives with his mum. And then all the girls are like also equally dead shit.
Yeah, just real life stuff.
A girl just walks out wearing a dirty sweater and like those Cookie Monster tracky pants.
So you're talking like ugly people in paradise. Well, actually, why haven't said no to paradise?
No, hot people
Ugly
deserve
people
paradise.
somewhere shit out. Where we do that?
Bachelor in bloody Geelong.
Frankston, that's where I'm from.
Bachelor in Frankston.
Oh, ugly people in Frankston.
Yeah. And they steal each other's wallets as well.
Who could steal them? No, I'm sure Frankston's.
I came here to find love and cash.
Yeah.
Alex, how did you find Osh?
Osher is a very eccentric person. He's a very unique individual. He doesn't, you can't get too close to him. He's gold. He kind of comes in, he swans in, and then he disappears. But he has an entourage of makeup artists and hairstylists and people that fluff over him while cameras aren't rolling. He's lovely though. He's a unique guy. Really intelligent.
Yeah, it's
guy,
interesting that someone as progressive as him has had such success in the mainstream media.
I know.
A very loud vegan, a massive sort of. He's just a huge lefty. And he wears his heart on his sleeve too. So I really like that he's sort of been given this opportunity. I remember seeing the audition tape he did, and fuck, the other people must have stuffed because he was looking weird.
Yeah, he's well, that's what I like him, I think. He's very flamboyant and he's energetic and yeah, he's eccentric. But I really liked him. People were really intimidated. People were really intimidated by him though.
Okay.
Okay, so I reckon Kieran is on this day card.
Yes.
Or Abby. Kieran or Abby. Or Tim.
Kira. Abby's gonna choose Kira, and then they go to a waterfall, and then they kiss, and then he goes, "Gee, yeah." It was on the ad, Dad.
Yeah, Dad.
Switch on, Trev.
I missed the ad, obviously. Well, they spoiled it. They've done their own spoiler then. It's all on the ad.
I think
Alex, if you could choose one person from all of these people, who would it be?
Oh God. I would probably choose either Glenn because he's quiet and I would want to like pull some information out of him and get to know him.
He's so quiet, I don't know who Glenn is. Which one's Glenn? He's on The Bachelor and called Glenn.
I think it's Glenn.
Hi, I'm Ashante. I'm Felipe. I'm Glenn. You know, who are you?
I think I choose maybe Glenn. I don't know, the guys don't really do it for me though, and then some of the girls, I don't think any of them would swing my way, so.
Well, the trouble is they keep showing Kieran and Tim. How are we ever going to get this?
Yeah, there was a guy wearing like a white linen shirt and green shorts. I have not seen him beyond the one he was on for a second.
Oh, he chose Brittany. Brittany's never been on a date.
What does a date entail? Does it feel natural or is it super hyper produced and there's never really any intimacy?
I mean, you can definitely get intimate. I don't know, that it's obviously very contrived and the cameras are everywhere and the producers are pulling you.
Wait. You're saying that The Bachelor in Paradise is contrived? What, Alex? No.
But I feel like if you can forget about your surroundings, you can definitely just let go and just enjoy it. But I feel like what they're doing here is a total stitch up because obviously he's going to be more attracted to one of the girls. One of the girls is going to be left upset.
Although, what could occur is what we talked about earlier. Who knows? Maybe there's room for three in the bed.
Who knows?
Well, I'm worried. If she hasn't been on a date before, we should know what to do. Yeah.
They are definitely putting all of their marketing spend into Tim and Kieran.
Oh, yeah. And Abby. I feel like they'll do it with Abby.
And Abby. From the men, though, it's...
Is that Glenn?
That's Glenn.
Oh,
Okay.
that's the guy I saw in the linen shirt and the green shorts.
That's
He
Glenn.
seems very calm.
Normal.
His full name is Cutaway of Glenn.
I really like her accent. Never heard that saying.
The banquet is my oyster.
My oyster.
Wow. Okay.
Okay.
He met her mixer force.
Is there
Oh,
a beauty
I like his
you can go
shirt.
to the island?
Okay,
No,
cool.
there's not a beautician.
Where does the tattoo start and the shirt stop?
I feel like he almost has to match his shirts with his tattoos now.
Oh yeah,
The
absolutely.
bump.
See the setting that's happening now, like the dinner parties and stuff, there was never that format on my season. And I feel they've added that in for the element of drama because I think they have to ask questions about each other in front of everyone. Yeah, and I think that's going to turn shit on its head, to be honest.
There you go. So this is like, just at a certain point they all just start copying each other.
But as they've kind of taken that from maps, like the map dinner parties, Paradise.
Oh, which is a good
But no one's gonna pour red wine on anyone.
Oh,
They
we
could.
don't know. When you cooped up with a bunch of people for 4 weeks, who knows what could happen? She started to hit the fan towards the end with all of us.
Now, well, I have to say that you've inspired Liv.
Oh,
You may remember there was an episode of The Bachelor where you had a chocolate bath. She went to Vietnam.
I went to Vietnam and I was like to Mom, can I go have a chocolate bath?
can you do that?
Yeah, so I went and had a chocolate bath and they bought chocolate. They didn't have any chocolate and they bought it just so I could have a chocolate bath.
And it's smooth, isn't it, on your skin?
Yeah, it was so good. And
Although I fully submerged myself in it, so it was everywhere.
they put it like on me, so it was like a chocolate massage type of thing. Like they put it all on my body, and I just started licking the chocolate.
Wait, sorry.
So you're responsible for that now.
The pizza. Yeah, no, that chocolate went everywhere. So it was like I found it on my pillow, and like because it come out of my ears, so I had it all through my ears. So when I slept on my bunk bed, which is like a bunk bed, it was all in my ears, out of my pillow for 3 days. I didn't get a yeast.
It's one of those things. It looks like a good idea. It sounds like a good idea on paper.
Well, it's fun though.
Oh, what's fun?
Search NIVs to check out
Yeah. The memes were great.
When you on the Bachelor last month and you dated Bill, oh, I felt sorry for you, girl.
Oh yeah, Billy Walking. That's Bill.
You didn't like Bill?
No,
No, Bill.
a complete liar.
Yeah, Bill. I feel like he forgot that cameras were everywhere. And everything you say and do will come back and haunt you when it goes to the edit. I think he thought maybe that his edit would keep him safe, but
Well, having said that, Al, like when you watched the show back, I assume you watched at least some of it back. How much did it differ in the story they told to what you remembered?
Oh yeah, so especially when I was on The Bachelor, I would watch the show and be like, oh fuck, that's not in the right context, because I would say something, the producers would ask me a question and then they would place it in different parts of the scene. And so like I could have been crying, like they would say things to me like, you've left your son, you must miss your son, and I'd just be bawling going, oh God, I miss him so much, like, and I wanted to be home with him. And then they'd put images of me crying about missing my child in with me crying over Richie. And I'd be like, that wasn't what I was crying about. Don't get me wrong, there were times where I would get emotional about what was happening, but 9 times out of 10 they would hit me in my like heartstrings with my son.
And who was it on your series that you went, oh my God, they've just done an absolute hatchet job on them?
Oh, I feel like Nikki. Nikki was. I felt so sorry for Nikki because she was pulled all the way to the end, and she was heartbroken. The poor thing. And they have big plans for the rest of the cast. That's not the person that's the winner. So.
What do you say, Nick?
Oh God, what are they going to ask?
Okay. So, to everyone, who here has been to other castmates' dance? So, who has been to other dances?
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
So here's that premeditated stuff.
Okay. So, yeah, TikTok.
TikTok?
So, how was it going? It was alright, but like, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's going great. Oh my gosh, I think I'm gonna sound like a stage 5 because one of us is here and how many is here, I don't know what to do with my until this trifles might be real. We had a few messages back and forth after he was gone in season. And we had a chat and I was just like, no.
She wants to get in.
The song Kieran photos no avail.
She's very keen on Kieran.
Have we seen Kira yet? We haven't seen it yet.
No, Kira's not in yet.
Kieran. Like the dog.
You know, Kira.
Next question.
This one is for the ladies at the table.
Oh.
What is the holiday vibe today?
God, I would not want to answer that question. I've dated a guy 25 years my senior.
I feel like maybe
Really?
Oh, that's ancient.
I'm 24. New.
Can you date someone that old?
Poor Jamie.
I pretty much picture my age.
I mean, you need to have age representation to a certain degree, but I think you've got to cap it. Like, if the oldest girl you have is X and the oldest guy you have is like plus 10, it's sort of like, well, what were you thinking? But
Yeah,
they're
of
consenting
course.
adults, so who's to say?
Of course.
See, now the producers aren't doing their job here. I mean, they know Jamie's 40. They should go around everyone beforehand and say, everyone say 39.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone older than
And then
30?
Jamie's like, I'm out.
At the absolute maximum, 30.
What was the question? Who would you choose from the table?
No, she's using her imagination, though. Look out.
Who was that girl on screen right now? Like, who
That
was she?
Jamie. She was in my season.
She's not getting much airtime. I'm worried for her.
Yeah, she didn't get much on my season either. Oh, look
Dude,
at him.
that shirt is so good.
Got your Minaj.
Oh,
My affection for him is based on his shirt, so sometimes I hate him, sometimes I like him. I quite like that shirt. But also, the idea of two people to take on a date is a stitch up. Because it's going to be
100%.
performing as opposed to...
Yeah.
Maybe the three of them should hook up.
yeah, three-way patch.
Yeah.
I would be like, how do you like?
It's not the best image in Corona
and then
time.
like, do you go like that, or do you get like all three and go like that?
I think you just think about it in the same way you drink from two schooners.
Oh my god, or two snorkels.
Fantastic.
You not done a snorkel?
Is that the Troy Candy snorkel thing?
Yes.
Yeah, I do know the snorkels. Yeah, it's been a while between vodka cruises for me.
Oh, we've just plugged Troy Candy hard, mind you.
Yeah, well, not much is going to happen first, when you go two-hand. Really.
But see, this is just like, this is just such a stitch up because like how do they're just going to have a great time, all three of them, unless there's a connection between, oh God.
Oh, so that's what happens. So, yeah, so make go as one while the other watches on. That's it. That's
Oh. But this is sending the wrong message. Like, why does the guy get to choose two women? Why can't the women choose two men? Mm-mm.
Sure, they probably could.
Oh, here we go. Drama. Well, no shit.
What's the question?
How important is sex to you in a relationship?
Ah.
Which I feel is kind of like, it's important. Unless you're asexual.
Yeah, I mean, I think
I mean,
it should
if
be...
you're asexual, it doesn't matter. But
It
it's a
depends on
hard
the.
question.
When you're on a
It depends on
TV
the
show
M.
with hot people for 2 months, like it's probably fairly high up, I imagine. I think if you've got 3 kids and you're both in your mid-40s and you're
Yeah, you
trying to
want
hold
to
down
go
the
to
mortgage,
fucking bed. Oh yeah, this is Kieran's ex-girlfriend, and she comes in.
she what?
Kieran's ex-girlfriend comes in.
Oh.
And she goes, "You'll be live, everyone."
I know, so there's going to be some bombs dropped.
Oh, so we got
Not to put.
X on the beach happening as well.
Yeah.
Not very good. Why did it end?
She's got great eyebrows.
What did Kizza do? Well, I mean, you go on these shows with the likelihood that maybe you'll end up with your ex. I ended up with Richie. It's kind of like something that can happen. So I feel like he should have been prepared for that either way.
What would you feel like, Alex, if you're on Bachelor in Paradise, right, and it's not all Bachelor people, let's say 3 people from Married at First Sight come in and 1 person from, like, I don't know, Netflix is Dating in the Dark or something like that. Would you be annoyed that you're getting lumped in with Married at First Sight, or would you sort of be like, well, there's an audience similarity crossover, so I can understand that?
I don't think I'd be annoyed because I feel like the people, like when they cast for Married at First Sight, obviously they cast very colourful characters, but I also feel like they're subjected to producers as well, which enhance parts of their personality that they wouldn't usually put out there. Or so it's not. I don't know. I don't discriminate against the maths people.
I would. I massively would. Do it to maths
So you're
people.
talking
Like,
about like a dating all-stars.
Oh yeah, a dating
100%, like, there's-
all-stars would be great.
Just all people.
we 100% know the kind of show that we're talking about. And, like, the dating love shows, if we could get an all-stars of that, I reckon there'd be some interesting crossover. Because
It'd
Married
be
at
good
First Sight,
watching.
Married at First Sight has got some absolute pieces of work. Like,
I know.
real scumbag material.
Oh, yeah.
I'd be happy for, like, some of the more sort of sexual characters from, like, say, Big Brother to make it across there as well.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. I feel like the dynamic would be really, really cool. And it would also be like, who would become King Dick? Because Maths is such a colossal show. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's just like, I feel like it would be this big ego.
Well,
thing as well.
I want you to think of 2 people from Maths and 2 people from Big Brother that you think could transition to Bachelor in Paradise and do it well.
I feel
I think
like
Tully could do it really well.
Tully would be amazing. Tully, because she's an interesting character as well. She's not just pretty. She
I
has
said Tully.
Yeah, Tully.
I thought you said Charlie, and I was like, I don't know who Charlie is.
No, Tully. Yeah, no, I'm
Yeah,
Tully. She's interesting. She's smart. She's sassy. I feel like she'd be amazing. Yeah. So I feel like she'd be really good. I also feel like, what about like Martha?
Oh yeah, I fucked with Martha. I thought she was cool.
I think
wouldn't mind
Martha. Drew. I actually spoke with Drew today.
Such a hottie back in the day. Such a heartthrob.
Did you?
Oh no, I'm thinking of Drew from Married at First Sight.
I know. I mean, the one that kissed Tully.
Yeah, Drew would be awesome. No, Drew Drew from Married at First Sight I spoke to today actually. It's funny, we all kind of intertwine. Once you get that blue tick on your Instagram, it's a very incestuous place.
I liked Connie. She was sweet.
Yeah, Connie's cool.
Yeah.
No, I feel like there is a huge crossover with reality TV people. I mean, I've never hooked up with anyone outside of The Bachelor, but I do know that they all kind of hang out with each other and do the thing.
I was actually weirdly. I remember. I went to a Channel 9 upfront, and if anyone's watching doesn't know what that is, basically where they launch they put teasers of the new shows to the media so they can be ready to talk about it. And I remember watching this year's, and I've been friends with Connie maybe for like 6 years, and I was sitting there, and a picture of her flashed up, and I was like, holy shit. And I just messaged her, and I was like, maths question mark, and she's like, am I doing the right thing? What's going on? Just what? The poor thing. But she came across really well, I think.
Yeah, I think she did really good.
But maths is just the ultimate troll show. I think people just get the idea that if you are ridiculously stupid enough to marry someone without looking, without meeting them first, then we can just tee off.
No, Max.
There's no holding back.
The entire Indian nation is now angry at you, Trevor.
At first sight, and you don't know what they look like. Imagine if you see them and you do not think they're good looking at all, and you're like, oh god.
You can tell when they do. This is the face. This is the face when they look up and they see them. They go. Or they go.
Or they don't do anything. They go deadpan. They just go.
I feel, I don't know how they prove that or make sure that if there's no initial attraction. Well, I guess arranged marriages work in that way, but we have zero of the patience of people involved in arranged marriages.
Well, at least with The Bachelor, there's like a game element to it, where it's not just like, okay, I'll just marry anyone.
Well, then, is there a prize to this? Do you win something apart from
What was your prize, Al?
batch of
couple of dead roses.
So it's not even like a 100k prize or like a trip around the world or anything.
Oh, I mean, no. Fiji's somewhere, I suppose.
This is basically, you just get to hang out in Fiji and root the people you were probably going to root in
outside of Fiji
on Turak Road anyway.
Or in Frankston.
Get it
Or
done.
in the bathtub or the shower.
That's exactly right.
It's weird. It's almost like a way to bring all the people from different.
Trev is cringing.
That's like, oh
Yeah, you forgot your dad was sitting next to you.
Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. I've been through all of them.
You're very well versed on the Batchy, Trev.
Oh, look, don't worry. We started back in the day with Wiggles and High Five, went right through the gamut. You know, I did 180 episodes of One Tree Hill.
Wow.
About the
Get a
OC.
medal.
Dad Michael Murray is definitely tipping his hat at you.
Yeah, well, and what was the other? Pretty Little Liars.
Yet to watch it, so no spoilers.
That last episode was just a piece of shit. I had no idea how to finish it.
You know, I'd love to see
So
Emma
she-
Wiggle in Bachelor in Paradise.
She totally called out Kieran about the whole ex-girlfriend thing there.
Yeah.
See, I'd like her to rip off her Wiggle skivvy and reveal that she's just like got full sleeve tat.
Yes.
That's so much. That'd be so sick. A real
She's so
wake-up
pretty.
Jeff moment.
Okay, you can already tell they have more chemistry.
Oh, imagine how
Straight
sad
away.
that would.
What makes
Like,
you
that's what I mean. Like, so when Brittany was dancing with him, it was kind of more jovial, it was more